Chris is here.
Karen,
Yes.
Paul.
Oh,
Kate?
you're muted. Yes.
No, I'm not muted.
Paul
Can you
is
hear me?
muted.
No.
Oh, Paul.
Paul was muted.
Hey, I'm sorry, I was out. Debbie doesn't have a microphone, so she can't do it, Chris.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
Josh,
Yep, I'm here.
Raymond,
Here.
Larry, no, and Jake.
No.
No.
No
Okay.
Jake yet. No
Okay.
response from Larry yet.
Okay. Approval of the minutes from July 21st.
Looked good to me. So I move that we approve the minutes from July 21st.
I'll second that.
Okay, roll call.
Karen,
Yep.
Paul, Kate,
Yes.
Josh,
Yes.
Raymond.
Yes.
Okay. Communications.
So there's just a couple of, one of them was an email message from Greg Tropf, which we did end up listing as a public information request, although I don't believe it was intended that way. I think it was just intended to say, to begin that conversation, to say, what have you been doing? But it has been recorded as a public information request. And if you saw the most recent Maple Leaf, you'll see that there's stuff going on there. I'm not sure. Makes me, it makes me think that we made a wise decision to not wait for something to happen, because it doesn't seem like they have a plan. So.
Oh, okay. I don't get the Maple Leaf, so I have no idea.
Okay.
So I assume they're having a discussion, but no decision.
Many discussions and internal strife among the township trustees and with the former school board and et cetera. Yeah.
I figured as much.
And the other was the message from the Clarendon Township Board of Zoning Appeals. So this is to build the new administration center that's going to be across Merritt. We will. We don't need anybody to go to the hearing, because we don't really care that it's tall. I suppose that's what the issue is. So that was just an FYI.
What about the parking aisle? What's that? What does that mean?
Yeah.
I think it may have to do. I'm speculating because I don't know anything. I haven't seen any plans. My suspicion is this is they don't have enough parking spaces with the land that's available, and they're trying to do the squishing of the spaces a little bit more and not making them as big. That's my guess. I don't know.
Okay.
If we push, we could say, make sure your people don't come over here and park, or we'll ticket you and tow you away or something like that. I know we wouldn't do that.
No, I don't think anybody's going to walk that far.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if it was the commissioners themselves, but.
Maybe, in the winter, anybody's going to walk that far. Okie dokie. Let's see. Approval of the agenda.
Move it approved.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, opposed? And nobody cared. Okay, doke. Fiscal officers report.
Okay, I need approval of the disbursements that were in your board packet.
And there were no gifts, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I'll second.
Who was first? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
who's the
Paul.
first?
All of us.
Oh, Paul. Okay. Super. Any discussion? Roll call.
Karen,
Yes.
Paul, Kate,
Yes.
Josh,
Yes.
Raymond,
Yes.
All right, and then there's two grants. One's termed a grant and one's current called a stipend.
Larry joined the meeting.
Oh, Larry joined.
oh, okay, thank
405.
you, Larry.
All right, got it.
We're on the fiscal officers report. We're on the second and third items of her report, the mini grant and stipend.
And I just need approval to accept those monies and whatever needs to be done to track them and.
I move that we accept the monies from the LSTA Cares Mini Grant and the 2020 Common Ground Stipend.
I understood the first one. Could you give me a 10-second overview of what that second one even is? Just
The Common Grounds,
yeah.
that was Becky. Becky, do you want to answer that?
Sure. Common Ground is a Cleveland Foundation program that they do all over Northeast Ohio. They get community leaders to sit around and have a community conversation about issues that are happening. And this year we are partnering with Kent Giaga, Giaga Growth Partnership, and Leadership Giaga to host a virtual program with a panel of minority-owned businesses in Giaga County to discuss their challenges getting their business started, keeping their business started, how they overcame those challenges, and also how to encourage a welcoming culture in their workplace. So the Cleveland Foundation awarded us $500 to use to do that program.
I participated for the 2 previous years. I was a host at Notre Dame, and then we hosted it last year. I think it was last year, and we ran a table as well. So we've participated with it for at least the last few years.
Okay, thank you. That sounds great. Did
So I need
somebody?
a second.
I'll give the second then. I couldn't remember if somebody seconded yet.
I thought I heard Paul, but
No.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Any other further discussion on those? If not, a roll call.
Karen,
Yes.
Paul, Kate,
Yep.
Josh,
Yes.
Larry,
Yes.
Raymond,
Yes.
You had one other item on the
Oh,
agenda.
sorry, I'm marking up my paper for the minutes. Just the PLF estimate came in and it was kind of 300,000, I believe, lower than, 334,000 lower than our original for this year. But I don't think we'll have a problem covering that because we will have a larger than estimated carryover balance. So if that's the extent of our budget cut, then we should be fine.
Okay, good. Any other questions for Lisa? Okay, director's report.
Okay, so we're still finishing up the GMP amendments. That is another saga that has not ended, but hopefully it's in the hands of the Donnelly's attorneys right now. You see that about the change order? Yeah, we did have. I mean, in my head, this feels like it was 10 years ago, but I guess it really was just a couple weeks ago. We've had some bizarre incidents with subcontractors with Donnelly's. Something about a temporary restraining order against one of the companies and somebody's wife and husband having an estrangement. And it's just, it's the kind of drama that you don't often think of, but it's human. So of course it's there, but Donnelly's has it taken care of, so I'm not worried about it.
2020. This is the
I
new
know.
normal.
I know. So they've got it taken care of, and I'm not going to worry about it. I've given you updated substantial completion dates. I do believe, and Karen and I briefly talked about this, that you guys, if you can take some visits to these sites. Just let us know, and John Clark will coordinate, especially Thompson. They haven't done the parking lot yet. I mean, they've got it, graded so that stuff is there. I thought the paving was supposed to have already started, but it hasn't. And you can see the gas line. They're mostly done with that. And then, Bainbridge, the interior of Bainbridge is looking fantastic as well. So if you have time, let us know, or just let the Donley's folks know, and we can coordinate a visit, or we could try to do a full visit, but it's kind of probably better as catch can. Yeah, I had to reach out to the prosecutor, and in reaching out to the prosecutor, that kind of remedied things in a hasty fashion. Looking to see if there's anything. Yeah, the tea house for. God, this really feels like I'm giving you a report from a long time ago. They're going to move the tea house, I think, to the South Russell Village, maybe Township Building or Village Building. I'm not sure what that is, but they are going to take that off. They're supposed to coordinate that with the Donley's crew. Okay, to go back down to miscellaneous. So Patrick Jolly and I met with Superintendent Stoddard and their chief architect for their school project. And at the very beginning, when we were talking and looking at everything in there, they said, well, we might be able to use a couple of these things. And by the end, I think Patrick and I did a good enough sales pitch that they said, in an ideal world, they would take everything we had in that space. They would take it all, and they're very excited about the colors. And so it would be a win in getting this used, as opposed to, and in the county for that matter. I've already tried to get this to Burton, but she wasn't interested in any of this stuff. She's already got plenty of furniture and doesn't need any new shelves. So it would have ended up going out of the county to another library, or would have gone to storage, or we would have ended up sending it to Habitat or something. Right? But in the worst case scenario, it would have been sold as scrap. And so that would have been a big bummer. So this way, it'll be used, we're hoping. So fingers crossed. Yeah, we met Wendy Knapp, and we are having another ETM, virtual ETM. The second one will be Thursday night and Friday morning. So we'll see how that goes. This time hosted by Worthington. And that's what I've got.
Okay. Assistant Director's report.
I don't have much to add to my report, except that we did secure the use of a room at Gardner, and we worked out a sample MOU and have sent that to one of the assistant superintendents in Kenston. As of right now, we have not heard back from Kenston about feedback on the MOU, but the prosecutor did review it and suggested some changes, and that's what we ended up sending over. So we're kind of in a holding pattern, but they have agreed to let us use a room at Gardner starting September 1st. So as soon as they get that back to us, we'll get that to the board.
And Chris is in Hawaii.
Great.
That's the farthest this time. It's not quite Josh with his legs in the sun and showing us this, but she is in.
Well, nice of you to call in. Thank you very much. Okay, so that takes care of Chris. So we'll go on to Human Resources.
Hello, everyone. I have human resource actions that needs approval.
Okay.
I move that we approve the 3 resignations.
Kate. Is Paul giving me a second, or is he asking questions?
I'm not. Where do you go? You only have on the screen, Paul.
I can see him, but I can't hear it.
Can't hear you.
I can't hear Paul at all.
What'd you say?
Lean in, Paul, real close to the computer or wherever the microphone is.
Try that again.
How come they are resigning?
How come?
Why are they resigning?
Yes.
Well,
Various reasons.
various reasons, yes. One person is deciding to stay home and take care of her garden. Another person found a full-time job that she's interested in doing, and another person is moving out of the city to another area.
Okay.
There you go. Okay, did anybody make a motion?
I did.
Hey,
Oh.
yeah, but I don't have a second.
Need a second?
I'll second it. Raymond.
All righty, roll call.
Karen,
Yes.
Paul, Kate,
Yes.
Josh,
Yes.
Larry, Larry,
Larry's muted.
Yes.
Raymond.
Sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, thanks. Committee reports.
I don't think we actually have anything other than we have the did you do the human resources actions already and I missed that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Mhm, yep, moving on.
The only thing we have are the change orders, which is technically in the ad hoc facilities committee, but
I think
there's
you
no
got that-
report.
You've got that under new business.
Right. So there's no committee stuff.
Okay. And on unfinished business, did you want to report on the budget hearing on Monday?
What did you think of that, Karen?
We were virtual. It was very strange.
It lasted about a minute, it seems. It
Yeah,
was
Right, they did not want to, I had lots of questions because the figures I gave them do not match what was on that paperwork. I emailed them again today because I got the official certificate and I'm like, and the official certificate doesn't even match what they approved. So I don't know what's going on, but yeah, they don't leave a whole lot of time for any kind of comment. I think the only comment we got was, why do we have $2 million in a building and repair fund?
yeah.
And
Which
I
is, I
just
think, what he
basically
says.
said, because we got 7 buildings or whatever to take care of,
Right.
6 to take
He
care of,
says
and
the
we're gonna
same
need
thing.
the money.
He says the same thing every time. You
Every
have a lot of
time,
money in your
yeah.
building fund. I think it's just his answer to the people who are watching.
And he was looking at, what we spent in 2019, and it's gonna be not what I estimated it's gonna be spent this year, because we bought furniture for the new buildings. It's yeah. Whatever.
They were running late.
Oh,
Yeah.
they were
Supposed to
really
go 10. We didn't get into the virtual room till what, 9:25, and we were done at
Yeah.
9.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were 9:28, something like that.
Yeah,
But it's
I mean,
usually late because Bainbridge always has some problems, and they're always usually happy to talk to us and just be done with us quickly.
so it went very smoothly. They said yes, approved by Sia, and they kicked us out of the room. They asked, it was so strange because they asked who we were and they introduced themselves, and he kept on talking, and I went, "Excuse me, hello,
Yeah.
I'm the president of the board. Hello." And then I had to spell my name and we had to talk about that. And then he went, but he never said who he was. I mean, it was like,
No,
You're just supposed to know who they are, Karen.
they're celebrities.
that was pretty funny. So anyway, we couldn't ask for better, and it's done, and you've got your certificate, so we're moving on.
Yeah, we're fine.
Exactly.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Wow.
New business. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you have something else? No. Okay. New business change order number 6.
Oops, I was muted. So these are the consolidations of the pond modifications, the additional floor boxes, door hardware at Bainbridge, and the door hardware revisions at Thompson. With it's after, I mean, to some extent, I will say we had a mixed feeling, a mixed sentiment for the pond modifications because we came to you at one point, told you that we were looking at a potential of a $500,000 change order. So you see this and you say, well, that's easy. I can approve that. But at the same time, you say, why do we keep having to pay for this stuff? So, we pushed hard. We went through it. We had some uncomfortable moments in these OACs that I think Kate and Karen have both been through. But after doing the due diligence, this is what we've come up with, and this is what the final tally is, which is $3,815.
I'll move the approval.
Second,
Any discussion? No? Okay, we need a roll call.
Karen,
Yes.
Paul, Kate,
yes.
Josh,
Yes.
Larry,
Yes.
Raymond,
Yes.
Okay. Draft of the Kinston MOU.
Yeah, the MOU is to use the space in the Gardner Center, and this was submitted to the county prosecutor, and those were the edits of. It actually went to. It went to our second stringer, and then our second stringer actually gave it to another person because she represents Kinston. So we were using very different prosecutors, and it was a very rapid turnaround. So this is just to approve it on our end, and then they'll approve it on their end, and we'll get it signed and be in business. We expect to be there no more than 12 weeks.
Don't you need approval now? There's no amount. And so if we approved it now, you'd have to approve it again.
You mean an
with
amount?
Yeah,
What do you
we
mean?
have to pay them.
This is
The
a
janitorial amount on
They
page
have
1.
not given us a janitorial amount yet.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, I don't care. You can approve that.
Pending
it
up
looks
to
good
whatever.
you, yeah.
Pending,
But
I mean,
we'll
I
have
can
to bring
authorize.
it back when we have the fee.
You want us to approve it without considering money?
Well, you can approve it within the limits of whatever I'm authorized to deal with. If Kinston wants more than $25,000, you can bet I'm not going to agree with that either. But I think the assumption is that it's going to be whatever the janitorial rate is. So if you want to change the language to say whatever the current janitorial rate is or something to that effect, but I can't see this isn't something where they're shaking us down for rent for 12 weeks. They're trying to be good neighbors, I hope.
I'm fine with that, given Ed the ability to negotiate that. I really don't think I need to be involved.
Yeah, right. It's okay
Me
with
neither.
You get paid to be involved. I'm a volunteer.
That's right.
I know.
Okay, so change the language to whatever you want it to be.
So basically say approval for Ed to
Within the
sign
limit.
the MOU once janitorial fees are worked out or something like that.
Yeah.
That
Yep.
You're saying?
Yes.
That works.
It's agreement in principle.
Works for me.
So who made the motion?
I'll make the
No
motion.
one. Josh.
Josh made the motion.
I'll second.
Okay, any further discussion? Roll call.
Karen,
Yes.
Paul, Kate,
Yes.
Josh,
Yes.
Larry,
Yes.
Raymond,
Yes.
Okay. Thanks. Board development. You're up. I think you're muted.
Oh, sorry. I went the other way. There is an email that came from Ohio Library Council, and it is about virtual trustee dinners. I have no idea how this is going to work, but I wanted to see if you were interested in it. I will send more information as I get it, and if anybody's interested, we can do that. The last trustee dinner was Kate, and that was a while ago.
It was a while ago. Was
Yeah.
that it was maybe your first year? That was a while ago.
And it was a crazy long day. It was, and it was driving all the way down to wherever we were. Maybe it was Independence. Yeah,
Independence. Yeah.
yeah. So anyway, I'll send you that, and you can take a look at that and see if you're interested. And if so, we could sign you up. I have your cards from OLC, but there's nothing that's changed. So they've just been sitting on my desk. But if you need that, we can give you a scan of that. That is all I have for that.
Okay.
So Becky.
Yeah, foundation.
Hello again. I just wanted to report that July 29th was our last week of the book distribution at the fairgrounds. And our final numbers are, we had 100 volunteer hours from our board. We distributed 750 bags of books, which each had between 10 and 12 books in them. They also distributed 300 jigsaw puzzles and 400 audiovisual items like DVDs, audiobooks, CDs, and video games. So that was our final for the summer book distribution. And for those of you that are impressed by numbers, if you want to know how much food the Geauga County Hunger Task Force gave away, they gave away 47,000 pounds of dairy products and 70,000 pounds of produce, serving 200 plus families every week for 10 weeks. So that's how many people were going through with these great food boxes that they were distributing through the Geauga County Task Force. So we wrap that up. If we find that there's a need for more books to be distributed, we have plenty and more on the way. So we may pick it back up as long as the weather holds out.
Good.
So that was that. And then I also wanted to share some good news that I got this morning, that the Chesterland Rotary is going to be committing $7,000 to the Imagination Library. Part of that money they're going to use to do a direct mail enrollment campaign. They're going to send a letter to all of the families in the West G School District in those zip codes to talk about the program and encourage families to enroll. And then the remaining funds will come to the foundation. And we're estimating that we'll probably pay for about 500 kids to get free books for a year. So in the West G School, all over the county actually. So, so that was really good news. And I just wanted to thank Larry Patoric and Larry Corbis for helping me get this whole thing done. And I'm looking forward to working with you.
Yeah, so are we. It's
Great.
really, it's a very worthwhile project and is right in our wheelhouse with literacy being our primary mission.
Great.
It's a perfect partnership. So I appreciate it, and we'll keep you posted.
The governor and Fran DeWine brought it up again today at the briefing, the Dolly Parton Imagination Library.
Oh, good. So
they highlighted
when
it
they talk
again.
about it, it means it's not going away.
Well, there was a little bit of a shaming of the 10 counties that are not yet participating.
Oh.
A straight up list. So,
wow.
Yeah.
They called them out, huh?
Called them out. Yeah. Becky, you should touch base on where we are with the Friends consolidation. Even if you just want to say we're in the planning stages, or unless you don't want to, unless you want me to. I'm putting
now
you
that
on
we
the
put
spot.
you on the spot.
I know. Well, we can talk about it.
So we're working on trying to come up with a model where our foundation and friends group are one. I think it's been a while since we visited having separate friends groups at each branch. So much has changed since we've kind of divided everybody up. Considering Mobile Services Friends Group has dissolved, Newberry is no longer a location. Thompson is expanding, their needs are expanding, and they have not that much support with their friends groups. So we're just trying to take a look at different, more efficient models for fundraising and giving some support to the library branches, maybe by making book sale committees. But Ed and Kathy and I and Raymond are going to be talking with the different Friends of the Library leadership groups and kind of explaining where we're at and why, and hopefully we'll be able to come up with a better model than what we have here for all of our changing needs. Anything you want to add, Ed?
Well, some folks are, to be honest, some of the folks are aging out. Some of the folks don't want to do it anymore. We were, right off the bat when Becky started, she was tasked by me to work with the groups to see if there were ways that she could introduce efficiencies. Very simple things that she was doing, like that they could have a standardized application. Everybody would have the same application. Everybody would have the same fee. That when you're buying candy bars as a fundraiser, that if they bought in bulk for all 7 groups at once, instead of each group negotiating, they could get a better rate and thus get a better return on the investment. And that was, to be completely honest, challenging to them. There was resistance to Becky working with them on something like that because of it's something as simple as a personal preference of I don't like that candy. Even though it's not about them buying the candy for themselves, it was about a fundraiser. So, we were hitting issues with that, and folks are aging out and they just aren't wanting to participate anymore. So the timing of this is such that it gives us an opportunity to dig into it sort of fresh. It's something that I've been talking about for a long time. We came at it from the other angle. Raymond and I did in January 2017 when we tried to pull the Friends folks in to help with the foundation, and they wanted nothing to do with it then. So again, there's a changing of the guard. There's been a challenge to try to get younger people to step up and participate. And so if we mix this up, it actually gives us an opportunity for a fresh recruitment. So Becky sent a 3-page list of stuff that we'll talk about tomorrow morning, and we'll get some planning figured out. And then we will be reaching out to Raymond Rondelli, who is sitting in the fortunate spot of having less than a year on this board, and thus he can be the bad guy. I've already offered to be the bad guy 100 times, but they're saying no, so we'll give it to Ray to deal with this at the end. And he has agreed. So anyway, that's all I wanted to add.
All right, thanks. Comments from the public?
Actually, I had one thing I was going to just pass along just because it made me feel good, and I thought it might make everybody else feel good. One of the Facebook groups I'm on is a Geauga County Facebook group, and somebody just asked the question, what do you love most about living in Geauga County? And there was 5 or 6 different people that listed the library system as one of the reasons they love living here. So I made me feel good about being on the board, and I thought I'd pass along that everybody else have a warm glow for the day. So
Excellent.
I thought that was pretty cool.
It's really good. Yeah.
We share that with our marketing department. Get their names. Say, will you give us the testimonials?
Really?
Yes, please.
Okay, super. If there's nothing else, I'll call for an adjournment.
Move we adjourn.
Need a second?
I'll second that.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And we are adjourned, 4:32. Oh. Thank you.
Take care, everybody.